started. Let's start on the roll. So we're going to begin with the roll. We're going to go ahead and take it onto the floor, and we're going to face the roll. And we're going to think about kind of doing some footwork like we do on the reformer. And this is going to require just a little bit of balance. So from here, we're going to take our right foot, place it onto the roll, right onto my toe. And be careful here that you're not hanging into your locked knee or your hip. Here, you want to lift out of that leg. Keep that leg soft. And then just hands on the hips wherever they're comfortable. We're going to go ahead and roll that roll out until your leg straightens, and you're going to come up to your heel as you flex your foot. And then you're going to pull that roll back under, coming to the toe. And once you get to the toe, you're going to lift that heel. Right? So we're going to lower the heel, press the roll out, come up to the heel, and flex your ankle. And roll it back onto the toe, and up with the heel, lower down, and reach it out. So from here, we're just going to continue with this. So coming up, so we're finding that balance on that standing leg. We're keeping nice and tall through our body. And we're trying to make the movement nice and slow. So we want to really be a little methodical here with our movement. We have 2 more. We're doing sets of 8. So kind of thinking about the movement as we move here. All right, on this last one, we're going to take it out. We're going to find that heel again, flex. We're going to point that toe, and then we're going to pull it back in. So we're just adding in a little point and flex. So we're reaching out, we're flexing, we're now pointing, and then we're pulling it back. And out, flex, point, and in. Keep that belly drawing in. Check in with your standing leg. Make sure you're staying soft. And out. Flex. Point. And in. And out. Flex. Point. And in. So we're going to take it out this time. Come to your heel. Hold once you get there. So with the roll out there, I just want you to move your foot, lift it, and move it to the toe. But the roll stays out there, right? So from here, as we extend the roll from here, we're going to come to the heel again, but we're going to bend our opposite leg as we reach that roll out. Coming into that flexion, and then we're going to stand straight on our standing leg as we just bring it back to the toe. And bend, flex, in, toe. So the roll is just staying a little further away from you right now. And up and in. Out as you bend that opposing leg. And in. And out. And you don't have to bend very hard or very far, right? It's a small little bend. And try to keep the pressure off of the roll as much as possible. That'll make it a little easier. If you're putting too much pressure on the roll, it's going to feel really unbalanced. And we're just going to do one more. And we're going to bring it in and roll it all the way in. We're just going to switch our sides. So let's do that again on the other side. So let's find that position. The roll now is in all the way towards your other foot. You're standing, but you're keeping that leg soft. You're lifting up and out of the hip. Pull that belly in. We're just going to start with that extension, coming up to the heel as you extend that leg out, flexing, and then bringing it back and lifting the heel up. Pull it down, reach out, flex. Pull it in and lift. And down, out, flex. Really keep that big flexion, and then in and lift. Try to keep your eyes on that stationary spot as you're working here. That will help with your balance. And down. And in. Lift. And out. And in. And lift. We have 2 more. And out. Nice and slow. In. And out. In, lift that heel. All right, so now we're just going to take it out we're going to go into that flexion, but as we hold it there, we're now going to point, and then we're going to pull that all the way in. And again, we're going to press it out. We're going to flex and point and in and out. Flex, point, in and out. Flex, point, just getting that nice ankle movement, nice calf work. 2, flex, point, in, last 1, flex, point, in. I should have told you to hold it out there. So take it back out, hold it out. All right, so we're on that heel, right? Our leg is extended. Lift your foot off, bring it up, bring it back to the toe. So the roll is extended away. So on this one, we're still extending the roll away, but we're gonna bend that opposite leg at the same time, coming up to the heel still on that roll, and then standing straight as we come back to the toe. And out, heel, stand tall, toe. Out, heel, stand tall, toe. Keep that belly in and try to keep that spine long. If you find yourself leaning forward, you're going to really have a hard time with the balance. So stay as tall as you can as you're bending that opposite knee. And out. And we're going to just do 2 more. And out. Last one. And bring it all the way in. And then we're just going to turn. And you're going to have the roll now kind of on your side. And we're going to go into our external position. So when you bring your foot to the roll, my foot is in front of my other leg. I'm in a comfortable standing position in external. So nothing feels torqued or tweaked here. I'm just standing comfortably on the roll. And then from here, just make sure that you're not too far in external, right? So your heels are kind of, if you were to imagine looking at them, they would come back to a V. So again, hands on the hips. I'm softened through my standing leg. We're going to start similar movement. We're going to press that out, and you're going to find your place. Like for me, I have to kind of adjust the roll. I want you to be able to press it out, come onto the toe, pull it back in. I mean heel, sorry. Now come onto the toe, and then reach down. It's the same movement. Heel, flexion, down and in. Toe, lift the heel. Down, flex, in, and lift. So same exact movement that we're just doing it in external position. And down and out, flex, and in, and down, and out. So as the roll is pressing out, we're kind of thinking about pushing the carriage away, pulling the carriage back in, pushing the carriage away, right? So very similar to what we're doing. One more. We're going to reach it out. We're going to hold. So we're on the heel. We're going to flex. We're going to point. We're going to pull it back in and reach out and flex and point and in. So this would be reaching the carriage away, going into a heel drop under the bar, pushing those heels back up, bringing the carriage back in. So kind of thinking about it in that context. Point and in and out. Flex, point. Let's do 2 more. And out and flex and point and in. Last one, hold it out there. Hold, right? So same thing. You've got that out. Lift your foot, come to the toe. And then we're going to do the exact same thing where we're bending our opposite leg as we reach that foot back up to the heel, and then we're going to stand tall as we come back up to the toe. So we're bending the opposite leg as we reach it out and coming up. And just try to stay tall. And in, and out, and in. Go into that flexion as you're pressing that leg out. You're coming to that heel, flex that foot, and come in. 2 more. Out, and in, and out, and in. We are going to add on just 1 more here. We're going to bring our arms into the circle. And this time as we press that out, we're going to stay tall on the standing leg, no bending. We're just going to press that roll away, and you're going to rotate in the opposite direction. and find your roll where you can come up onto your heel, and then pull it back in, coming onto the toe, and reach it out and in, and in, and out, and in. Good. 3 and 2 and 1, and come in and rest. All right, so straighten out your roll, come and step onto the other side, and just find that comfortable external position. So remember, you're comfortable here. This is just like a standing position, and there's no torque or anything. So from here, hands on the hips, we're on our standing leg, but we're gonna stay tall as we can here, right? I'm just gonna move it over just a tiny bit. There we go. So from here, we're just gonna send that roll out. And again, you're gonna kind of find that place that's comfortable for you once that leg is extended. We're gonna flex that ankle. And then we're gonna bring it back in, and we're gonna come up to the toe. And reach it out, and flex, in, and lift. Down, out, flex, in, and lift. And in. Good. So just think about that movement on the carriage. And up, out. Keeping that standing leg soft, so make sure you're checking in with that and you're not hanging into that locked knee or that hip, not hanging into that hip. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one here, one more, and pull it in, right? We're adding that point in flex, so holding the position, just reach that out, and then flexion, point, pull in, find your place. I always have to adjust occasionally, and reach out, flex, point, and in. And this is really a lot about that standing leg, right? We do a lot of work here, so it's all about that stability, what we call those really small muscles, intrinsic muscles. And so we're working on the balance and that stability through the standing leg. Let's do 3. Out, flex, point, and in, out, flex, point, in. Last one, out, flex, point, in. Let's take it out again. Find that place where you're on your heel, and then move your foot to the toe. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and just press that out, but we're gonna bend that knee. So we're gonna press out as we bend the opposite knee, coming to the heel, and then pull it back onto the toe as you stand tall. And reach out, and come in, and out, and in, and out. Try to stay tall through the body. Remember, if you're leaning forward or leaning back, it's going to be a lot harder on that balance. And do 2 more. And 2. And 1. So let's pull it in. Find that comfortable place on your toe. Arms come to that circle. And then we're just going to extend that roll away. And as you do, you're going to rotate in the opposite direction. And then back in. And out. In and out, and out. 3 more times, and 3, and 2. Your standing legs should be kind of tired. And 1, and bring it in. I know mine is. All right. So we are going to come into a nice wide stance, looking at our roll, kind of center it. And just a nice wide stance. We're going to keep the roll there. We're not going to use it for just a moment. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. And we're just going to think of hinging. So remember, hinging, we're keeping our spine long, and we're just, movement here is from the hips as we get the stretch. Try not to lock those knees out behind you. Try to keep them just ever so slightly released. And all you're going to do is you're going to hinge forward. And you're going to try to find that nice kind of flat back until you feel that stretch come up the back of the leg. And then we're going to lift back up. So nice forward bend. Reach down, keep those eyes at the floor. Try not to lift that chin. And then lift. Keep thinking about the crown of the head reaching as you're hinging. So just think about where this hinge is coming from. It's coming from the hips. Keeping that spine long. And 2. And 1 more. And then come in. And we're just going to walk those feet to a parallel position, a little closer together. And on this particular one, we're going to go ahead and round down. So we're going to start with the chin. We're going to drop it down. We're going to round our upper back. And we're going to just bring it down until we find the roll with our hands. And we're just going to kind of rest those hands on the roll. And we're just going to do a little cat stretch from here. So as you exhale, pull the belly button into the spine, tuck the pelvis in the head, scoop up that belly. When you come out of this, you're going to bend the knees. You're going to reach your spine long again as you bring the knees towards the roll and just kind of elongate your spine. And then you're going to start with that curl. Head down, scoop up the belly, reach the pelvis up to the ceiling, come into that scoop, and then come back down. Pull the shoulders down, lengthen up through the spine. And again, scoop, reach, and bend, and straighten. Let's do that 2 more times. And scoop up that belly, really give it a big scoop when you're in that stretch, and then come down. And 1 more time, and scoop, and down, and rest. And you can kind of rest those legs down on that roll. So this is the part where, if you were here right before class, I was explaining to you that we were going to be doing like a 4-point kneel position. I'm going to do it on the roll. It doesn't have to be done on the roll. We will be on our knees. So if you need a padding, you can either place the padding on the roll itself, or you can double up on that, mat underneath you. So we're going to start, and I put the roll not right on my kneecap, but kind of right underneath the kneecap. It's actually a very comfortable position. So it's right where the knee and the upper lower leg bone kind of come to meet. And my hands are on the floor. And I'm going to lift my toes to begin. Right? And then from here, we're just going to start with a nice little sending one leg back and pulling it in. So we're going to reach one leg and place it, reach it all the way back. Now, if you feel more comfortable, keep the toes of the opposite leg down. As you come in, you're going to pull the knee in. It's going to bypass the roll as you scoop up your belly and draw the knee towards the chest. And then you're going to reach it back out. So you're coming to that flat back. We're going to lift that leg behind you until you feel your glute. And then you're going to pull it in as you scoop up that belly and you pull that knee into chest and you reach it out. And pull it in. And reach it out. And pull it in. And out. And in. One more, out. And in. Now we're going to reach that leg out again. Hold, turn it to external. And now we're going to draw it towards the shoulder on an external position. And you're going to kind of bend the waist as you look back at your knee. And then you're going to send that leg all the way back out. Reach the knee towards the shoulder, bend the waist as you look towards it, and reach it out. And bend. And reach. And bend. And reach. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. and bring it all the way down. Let's do that on the other side. So if you need to come back, roll out those wrists, because I know sometimes for some people it gets a little bit challenging on the wrist. So just make sure that you're worked out there. And then we'll come back. So back into the 4-point. And remember here, you can keep that opposite toe down on the floor if you need a little additional balance or less pressure on the knee. So from here, we're going to now take that other leg, left leg out. All right, find that balance, press away from the floor, and then we're going to bring that knee in. We're going to pull it towards the chest as we scoop that belly, and then we're going to send that leg out to straight, finding that glute. So you want it lifted until you find that glute. Scoop, and out, and scoop, and out. Pull it in. Really think of hollowing out that belly. And scoop it in and out. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Take it out, hold, and now we're going to turn to external. We're going to pull that knee in towards the shoulders. We look back at that knee, and then we're going to straighten it back out. Pull it in and straighten it back out. And in, out. Let's do 3. Really bend that waist. Really reach back with your upper body as you bring that knee in towards that shoulder. And last one. And reach it out. Both knees come down. Go ahead and bring yourself back. Roll out those wrists. We just have one more to go. This one's more in the way of balance. So it requires kind of think more like plank. We're going to go ahead and take those hands. We're going to bring them here. From this position, we're just going to start with this. Let's start with like a cat stretch first, okay? So we're just going to pull up on our belly. We're going to find that nice rounded spine, and then we're going to come into a nice plank position. So it's important that we realize when we pull up on the belly, we can find balance. So coming back to flat back. I'm going to bring you both, all of you, down to your toes behind you. So I want your toes on the floor to start. We're going to take again that right leg. We're going to press it behind you. All right. From this position, we're going to take the opposite arm and we're going to reach it out in front. And you're going to find your balance. And keep pushing away from the floor. And keep reaching that arm and leg away. One more breath. And we're going to bring it in. Bring that other leg down. Let's do that on the other side. Toes are down to start. We reach that leg behind. We lift it up. Then we find that balance through that opposite arm. And we reach those extremities away. Pull that belly in. One more breath. And we pull it in. And we're going to do that one more time on each side. We're going to add in if you want. So as you do this, you're going to place that right foot behind you. You're going to start on your toe. You're going to lift that leg up. From here, I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging on myself. I'm going to lift my other toe off the floor so I'm balanced just kind of below my knee. And my opposite hand is going to come out in front of me, fingertips down. So I'm balanced here. And only if you feel confident, you pull that belly up and you lift that hand. And you keep your toes, neither one of your toes are on the floor. One more breath. And we lower it down. Whoa. Come in. That should have been hard. Yeah. And then we do the other side. So both toes start down. Reach one leg out. So you're on the toe with the leg behind. You're going to lift the toe off the floor. Lift that leg behind you. So you just balance below that knee. Take your opposite hand, bring it out to fingertips. Find the balance here first. Only when you feel confident. Lift the belly, lift the hand. This side is definitely more of a challenge for me. One more breath. And bring it in. And rest. Bring it back. And curl it up. All right. We're going to go ahead and turn onto our side. And we're going to bring the roll in front because we are going to use it. And we're just going to come down onto our side. We're going to do a little inner leg work. I like this one because we can totally relax the top leg. So find a place that's comfortable on the floor, whether the hand is underneath you, whether you're lifted, whatever, right? I want you to be comfortable. The top leg, I'm going to find that place where I can rest my top leg on the roll. I can even put my hand here. And this frees up my bottom leg to do the work, right? So we're going to flex our foot, and we're going to think of lengthening that bottom leg. And we're just going to think of that big heavy stack of books sitting right on the inside of our inner thigh. And we're going to exhale as we lift that stack of books. We press it up to the ceiling, and then we lower it down. So reach through the heel. Keep that foot flexed. Exhale, lift, and lower. And lift, and lower. Good. And up, and down. And up, and down, lift, nice and slow. Try to get range of motion. Pick it up, press it up, and lower it down. Pick it up, press it up, and lower it down. One more. Pick it up, press it up, lower it down. And now we're just going to pick it up and we're going to hold it there. So find that comfortable spot. Reach through the heel. We're going to go into presses a little quicker. So it's up. Up, up, up. Really think about the top of that inner leg. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up there. Breathe. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Lift it a little higher. Breathe. Hold. And lower that leg all the way down. Good job. We're going to point that foot. So not quite done yet. So point that foot. We're just going to do some nice little circles, right? So we're going to lift the leg just gently off the floor. It's not very high right now. And as we circle, that's our lift. So we circle it up, we lower it down on the circle, up through the circle. Keep your belly pulling in. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it. Back and up and around. Back and up and around. Good. And up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. And rest it down. Good job. All right. We're going to take the roll away. We're going to bend the knees. And from here, we're going to come up onto our forearm. So right here. Right? We're going to do a little bit of kind of oblique side planking, but we're going to stay on our knees. I mean on our hips. No, on our knees. Kind of. Hands are up or hand is on your waist. We're just going to start with a lift. So from here, press away from the floor with your elbow, and we're just going to lift those hips up. Kind of press them forward as you lift up. Lower them down. Tap the mat and lift. And down and tap. And up and lift. And up. And let's do 3. And 2. And 1. Hold. Stack those feet. Go into clams. So we're lifted as we're clamming up. Up and down. Try to keep those hips facing forward. Keep that belly lifted. Lift a little higher with those hips. Let's do 3 more. And 3, 2, 1. lower all the way down. Hand comes up above the head. So we're going to do a little lift with the legs bent. So as we sweep the hand forward, we're going to lift the legs as we look towards the knees. And then we're going to set them back down as we reach that arm over. And lift. And down. And up. So we're kind of rolling towards the back of that one side of the glute. And two more. And last one. Well, you know, I say last one. Same thing, it's just going to change a little bit. So this time, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to come up, we're going to lift those knees, but then we're going to hold as we straighten those legs out, bend the knees back as we come back into our start position. And lift, straighten, and reach. Getting that little stretch through the belly as we bring those knees back down to the floor and we reach that arm overhead. And lift. And back. Let's do two more. And lift. And back. And lift. All right. Ready? So reposition, make sure you're in a comfortable position. We're going to go right back into the same, but then we're going to go ahead and roll all the way into our teaser position. Okay. So from here, we're going to lift those knees. We're going to reach those legs out. We're going to come onto our glutes as we come into our teaser. We're just going to hold. Go into external, open, close. Pull those shoulders down. Last one. Lower those legs down. Curl all the way down. I'm going to center myself on my mat. Now we're going to bring those hands up overhead. Give yourself a little stretch. And then we're going to bring them up and we're going to curl all the way up. Reaching towards those ankles or toes. Sit up nice and tall. And again, curl down. Nice and slow. Pull that belly in, lower that spine slowly. Arms come overhead for the stretch. And arms come up, we curl up again. Reach for those ankles. Come up, curl back. And one more time on that, curl up. Reach, curl up and hold. And then we are going to go ahead and grab onto that roll again. We're going to start with our inner leg work on the other side. So coming down, find that place that's good for you. Rest that leg on top of that roll, right? And my leg on the bottom is nice and straight. I'm flexed to that ankle, and I'm going to reach through that heel as I lift that leg up. Inhale, lower it down. And exhale. So remember where we're thinking about generating this movement from. That very top of the inner leg, thinking about that big heavy stack of books sitting right on top of that inner leg. And you're thinking of pushing that stack of books up. And you really just want to try to get that nice big range of motion. So lift as high as you can. And up. Down. And up. Down. Lift. And lift. So let's do 3 more. Up. And up. And up. And now we're going to lift. We're going to hold and we're going to pulse. So pulse it up. Up. Keep that foot flexed. Keep reaching through that heel. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on the last one. Hold it here. Keep reaching through the heel. And just breathe. And breathe. Lift it a little higher. Hold it here. Keep thinking of that inner leg, pressing that stack of books up. Breathe. Last one. And lower that leg all the way down. Go into a pointed foot. All right, so we're finishing off with those little circles. So you're still reaching long through the leg. We're just gonna lift the leg so it's floated off the floor, not very high. You're not really into a lot of inner leg yet. And then we're gonna circle that leg up, and through the up on the circle, you're gonna get into that inner leg. Circle, up, and up. We have 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it. You're taking it back and up, up, up. Lift through that circle. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Go ahead and take that roll away. Put it off to the side. Good. All right, we're going to come up onto our forearm. Hand is going to come on the waist or on your hip. Right? Our feet are not quite stacked on this particular one. One is in front of the other. And then we're just going to start with the hip lift. So we're going to press down through our forearm. As we lift the hips up, we kind of push them forward slightly on the up, and then we lower down, tap the mat, lift them back up. So you want to keep lifted out of the shoulder of the arm that's on the floor. Don't let yourself sink into that shoulder. Keep lifting up and out of it. And lift. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. We're holding. Stack those feet. Go into your clam. Up. And up. Keep that belly tight. Keep lifted out of your arm and your shoulder. Don't let yourself start to sink there. This is just way too much. Just lower the hips and continue the clams. Let's do 3 more. And 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Bring that arm up overhead. So from here, as we lift, we're just lifting the knees, keeping them bent. So we're going to sweep that arm forward. We're going to lift those knees, and then we're going to bring them back. So you're kind of rolling onto the back of that glute. And up. Get that nice little stretch. As you reach that arm back overhead, that nice little stretch. 2 more. And last one. And now, same thing, but we add in that extension. So we curl up, then we come up and we extend those legs up, bend, reach, and up, extend, bend, reach, lift, and up, reach. So let's do 2 more. One more time. Okay, so on this one, let me make sure I'm forward on my mat so I don't roll onto the floor. We're going to take it into that roll to the teaser. So we're going to start the same way. We're going to lift, extend the legs, then roll onto the glutes, find that teaser, hold, then external, open, close. Pull that belly in as you're closing those legs. Pull the belly in. And 3, 2, 1. Lower down all the way. Straighten myself out on my mat. And arms come up overhead for that stretch. And then up to the ceiling, we curl up. Reach towards those ankles, those feet. Give yourself that stretch and curl it down. Scoop out that belly. Arms up overhead for the stretch. Arms to the ceiling, chin comes in, curl up. Reach, and up, and curl back. We have one more curl up, and up, all the way, and up, and rest. All right. So it is going to require us to be on our knees. For this next one, it's going to be push-ups. For anyone who might be having some issues with their knees and don't want to be on them, if you want to grab a chair, you can do this in like a hands on the chair with your legs out behind you in a plank. Otherwise, double up that mat underneath, and we are going to come into kind of that modified push-up position. So again, my feet are lifted. I'm on kind of now the top of my knee where it starts to meet the thigh, right? Right above there. I'm in my plank, so be careful you're not lowering the hips too much so that you're in that arch. And then find that comfortable position. My hands are facing forward, my hands are starfished. And then we're just gonna start with that bend. Elbows come in and down, and exhale, push up. Keep the shoulders down. Elbows in and down. And 3, 2, 1. You're going to step one foot back, step that other foot back, come into your plank, and then you're just going to lift to a pike. Kind of that pyramid shape, right? And then we're going to come back to our plank. We're going to lower one knee, then the other. Find again that position. Same position. We're doing one more set with the hands starfish, fingers pointed forward. And then from here, bend those elbows and lift. Make your exhale on the press away from the floor. Shoulders stay down. We have 3 more. 2. And 1. Step back with those feet. Come into your plank. Come into your pike. Reach those heels back. Walk your hands back. Get into that pike that's good for you where you can feel the stretch. And then come back into your plank. Lower those knees down. And we are going to go into kind of a little bit of an internal position. So now hands are going to kind of, from here, they're going to go here. So on this one, coming back into our position, so find that place. And now the elbows are going to open out. So we're going to bend the elbows out, and then exhale and press away from the floor. And bend. And remember, it doesn't have to go down super far, right? You just don't want to sink into the shoulders. 3 more. 2. Last one. Press up. Take those feet behind you. Up. Just going right back into our pike. Nice stretch pike. And back in. We are on our last set. Knees come down. Internal rotation with those arms. Find your plank-like position with your body. Neck is long. Shoulders are down. And bend. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We have 3 more, we're done. 3, you can do it. 2, 1 more time. Press it up, feet back, up, pike position, stretch. Whew. Push-ups never get easier. No.
but they're good.
All right, lower those legs down.
As we can.
And we are going to turn onto our backs. I want to do one little stretch. Hattie did this stretch the other day, and I absolutely loved it for the hips. And it's a stretch that we've done before, but just a little different tweak to it, and I really liked it. So we're going to roll ourselves back down. We're going to separate the feet, probably to outer hip width distance. We're going to relax the upper body, and then we're just going to let those knees fall to one side. And the knee that's closest to the floor, you want to try to get that and relax it to the floor so that it can just kind of rest. The opposite hip is lifted. And I really like this stretch. It gets a lot of different areas. It gets the hip, it gets the quad a little bit for me, which I really like. And it gets a little bit of this twisty position to the waist, which we're going to accentuate in a moment. So we're going to pick those legs back up, and we're going to go to the other side. Just let them fall. And you know, I'm so sorry, but we did not get the weights today. I was thinking I had more time. So we did not get to weights. We'll do that next week. We'll do some weights. I think the push-ups were good enough.
Yeah.
So we'll do the weights next week. All right, we're going to pick those legs back up. We're going to go back to the first side. We're going to go ahead, bring the feet a little closer in towards the glutes. Lower those legs. Feel that stretch. The closer your feet are into the glutes, the more you're going to feel the stretch. Then once you're here, take your hand onto the top hip and kind of push it away. You know, like I'm pushing it towards my feet. I really liked this stretch.
Yeah, that does.
Feels really, really good. And then we're going to lift back up, and we're just going to do that on the other side. So from here, bend over to the other side. Remember, the closer your feet are into the glutes, the more you'll feel that stretch as you start to twist. And then that hand comes on top of the hip, and it just kind of pushes that hip towards my feet and pushing it in that direction. And then we're going to release. We're going to bring those knees up. And we're going to go ahead and do one last roll up. So we bring those arms all the way to the ceiling. We're going to curl up. And then we're going to grab our roll for one last little stretch. I like to bring it in the center. I like using the roll here. It helps me stretch. It just becomes a little bit more of a fluid movement. So just bringing the legs open to the width of the roll. They don't need to be any wider than that. And then we're just going to slowly roll that out. And you can bend through the spine here. You're just releasing your spine, your back, rolling that roll out. Find the place where you can kind of take it and you feel the stretch through the spine. And then you just hold it here and you relax. You breathe into it. And as you breathe into it, you start to feel a little looser. So then maybe you take that roll out a couple more inches. And you challenge that just a little bit more, and then we just breathe into it again. Last breath, and as you exhale, pull the belly back and start to stack your vertebrae as you pull that roll back in, lifting nice and tall through the spine. Take your hands out to the side. We're just going to inhale. And exhale. We're going to do one more inhale. We're going to stay at the top with the hands. We're going to inhale, hold, and then we're just going to reach one arm up a little bit further. And we're going to pull it down. We're going to reach that other arm up and down, and just a couple of times in each direction. So your sit bones are staying on the floor. One more each side. Hold here. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, press that air out. You guys are done. Thank you.